I'm just trying to get my camera set up here, and for some reason it won't zoom now. The heck is going on here? Hopefully that's okay. Right, today guys, we're in the kitchen. I thought I'd do what I keep saying I'm going to do. And today I am making some beautiful empanada. So we're just going to see how I'm trying to do it a little bit more scientifically. I want my dough, make myself dough balls that I can roll out into a circle. And then I have my wonderful filling for my chicken empanada. So that's a lot of filling what I've got. But the idea is I measure it out to 2 tablespoons and I have my dough and it's all been measured and done so that it's, how can I put this? They want to be about 130 to 140 grams, and then we trim off any excess and we use that again. So I have lots of dough made. I made my dough yesterday, stuck it in the fridge. So, and I made my filling yesterday, put that in the fridge so it's cold. So right now, just so, you know, actually I'm going to do all my dough first. I've got everything, I want everything ready. And then I can just bang these together. Just once that oven gets on, I just want to be able to cook them all and not worry about anything. Actually, I'll tell you what I will do. I'm going to go and get my tablet so I can see if there's anybody checking in. Tablet there. Let's get this lifted up a little bit so I can actually see it. That should do. Move that over. Now I need to plug it in so it doesn't run out of juice. Just bear with me there, guys. Hey Maria, food, yes, live cooking. I'll lift one up. A nice empanada and chicken. Give me one moment while I get sorted out here. Trying to do everything backwards today. Right, that works, I think. That should work. That's better. Right. You like empanada? Good, good. Well, I'm trying to get a little bit scientific with this one. So I've just got 2 made up already, just as a little test. I want to get my weights right. I have a nice big bowl of my chicken empanada filling. And then I've made a lot of dough. So I'm hoping I should get around about 30. About 16. I want to get 30. I have to make another batch of dough for that one. But I'll just get my tablet on so I can respond to people. So I know sometimes when you're doing this you can't see what's what. Hey Gandalf. Respect to you too, Gandalf. And to you, Maria, thank you for checking in. Yes, chicken. I weigh them, well, the meat, I weigh the dough balls, so I'll explain. I weigh a dough ball out to about 125, 130 grams or so. That's what I roll out. I I do cheat a little bit, and I do have a press just to make it easier and they all look the same. And then I use a large scoop, 2 tablespoons, just to get my mix together. But I try not to overfill it, otherwise we don't want things popping and ruining the finish. So, but at the moment I'm just getting my dough ready. This one's been in the fridge a bit, so it's a little bit firm. And now I can't see who's on. Right, there we go. Oh, don't be stupid. That's better. So all I'm doing at the moment, basically I'll just squash this down a little bit, just to reactivate the oils and the butter. I'm trying to do this thing, I'm hoping that I could maybe at some point start selling these, because there's nobody makes them in this area. We have a grocery store that makes them, but they're bought in from somewhere. Just so everybody's aware, anybody can do this. I'm not a chef, I'm kind of self-taught. I am actually a carpenter. Well, turn my scale on, it'll way better. Hey Patrick, how's it going, buddy? Is that Manchester, USA or Manchester, UK? Morning, Stefanos. Morning, Roseanne. So that one's 147, it's a little bit big, so take a bit off. 130, that'd be great. $138, that one should be good. Bruschetta, I've made it before, but I can't. It's one of them things I haven't done too much of, as it were. A little bit big again. That'll do. Homemade breakfast. Well, for breakfast, what I like to do, I make what I call a breakfast pie. And it's a big pie filled with sausage, bacon, beans, that type of thing. If you've got it, you put black pudding in there. That's a heavy one. That's good. Hey Rapture, welcome my friend. Welcome to Mike's cooking show. I've been offline for a little while. I'm waiting for surgery on my knee. I'm getting a full knee replacement. Yeah, Patrick, breakfast pie is phenomenal. A little bit more. So how are things in Alaska? I'm in northern Alberta, Canada. And at the moment, things are starting to warm up. Birmingham or Leeds? No, I'm in northern Alberta, Canada. But I'm actually from Newcastle. If I was Birmingham, I'd talk a bit more like Birmingham. Grizzlies are active now. Yeah, that's not good. Make sure you carry the old, bear spray, and I'm not far away from the Rocky Mountains. So if we go out, I take bear spray. And if I go on any little fishing trips, I make sure that I've got my 12 gauge Defender shotgun with me just in case, because you just never know. I live in Canada here. I've been here for almost 15 years now. I came over for work and then I met a lady and I decided to stay, and then that one didn't That one didn't work out, so but I stayed anyway. It's a nice place. Canada's nice. If you like to get out hunting, fishing, you like the great outdoors. Roseanne, you want to learn how to make empanada? I was hoping somebody would teach me. If you don't mind, guys, if you're watching, smash that like button, and then please have a check on my channel. Just look at one of my short videos, leave me a message, and just say that you were here today, and then I will get back in touch with you, and I can leave you messages. And if you're on YouTube yourself, I can then follow along. Yeah, these things happen. I would like to say I'm a wealthy, handsome guy and the ladies are falling off, but to be honest, I had enough. I've had enough of that rubbish now. I'm too old for that bullshit. Big. Hey Mustafa, thank you for joining us, and Supergirl. Breaking Bad. Let's get cooking. We're going to start cooking today, guys. Yes. I guess we could look at it that way. I've never watched Breaking Bad for a long time. I actually just rewatched Better Call Saul. Which I always thought was a good show. Right, that's my dough done. So I'm just going to start rolling these out. If you can hear that, that's my neighbours upstairs in the apartment. Hey, Super Gib. So I just roll them out a little bit. Now I cheat, and I have a couple of little wooden dowels that are 1/8 of an inch, and I kind of try and roll it in between them so I get a nice even thickness. Once I get it somewhere close, I move them out the way and just try and even that off a little bit. And if anybody else makes empanada, give me a few hints and tips on how you do it. Well, I think, how can I put this? I thought before Donald Trump got into the White House again, I thought he was going to do good things. Not just for the US, but for his neighbours, Mexico and Canada. But he's proved the exact opposite. So I'll show that again. That's my little empanada press. Nice and simple, like your grandma's teeth. And so that I lay my dough on somewhere close. Just make sure it pops down. I get a scoop full of my mixture, put that in. I just kind of let it form the shape a little bit. Dip my finger in a little bit of water. And then we just squish that shut, give it a good squeeze. And I just get a small knife and just trim off the excess. Nice and simple. And there's our empanada. So, well, I'm starting to fill up these trays. I've got 2 trays. And I'm doing it wrong actually. What I should do is do them back to back. So for stacking, it's easier if you put them back to back. And it probably doesn't matter as long as they're in there. I'm not going to poke any holes in there yet. I'm going to wait till I'm almost ready for cooking. I'm going to throw a tea towel over the top so they don't dry out. I make a fruit version, yes. I use like strawberries and I use puffed rice. I use a puffed rice and strawberry. What else? Dark berries usually. Kind of make like a compote. Use your grandmother's teeth as a favourite ingredient, eh? I tried to think what I seen that on now. It was on some TV show, and they were using somebody's false teeth to crimp the pie. It was completely disgusting but funny. I'm thinking there I should order myself one of them, the rolling pin with the little rings on, so you know how thick your dough is, so I don't have to keep doing this type of thing. But this is yep, I mean there now I know I'm at that thickness and I can just stretch it that little bit more just to make sure that we're going to fit in the mould. Occasionally put a little bit of flour in your mould to stop it from sticking. It's going to be a while here, guys. I've got to get all of this through, but I'd appreciate if you want to stick around. I do have a separate video. Oh, I forgot to put water on that one. Hopefully it'll stay together. Too busy talking. Beautiful. Seems to work every time. Just put that over there. And we'll just keep on going. Apple and cinnamon, yep, you could do a nice apple pie empanada. That's a really good idea. I do it with banana and fruit a lot of the time. Like banana and strawberries and things like that. I do the same with a spring roll. What you would normally have as a spring roll. Hey Prathans, I'm from England, but I live in Canada. Yeah, apple and cinnamon's a good one. Have you tried, what do you call them again? A cruffin? Just wondering if you tried cruffins, which is a mixture between a croissant and a muffin. That's coming in the future video that I'm or YouTube, whatever you want to call it. Pineapple and cherries, as long as it ain't on pizza, should be good. Actually, I don't mind pineapple on pizza. Hopefully that one will fit in there. That one's got a bit of a funny shape, but if I move it off to one side, we should be good there. So it's important not to overfill. Otherwise it will squeeze out everywhere when it's cooking and it makes a right hideous mess. But one of them weird things when you're cooking on video, you tend to, or I tend to make more mistakes than anything else. It can be a bit of a pain. You kind of concentrating on other people. What's being said. Hey Linda Faith. I'm not nice. Hey Strella, Glow Health, quick talking. You aren't nice as... Oh, I didn't see that person. Oh, sorry, Henny and Leash. I try not to get into the politics of it now. I try not to get into the politics. It just makes it makes for too many arguments now. But to be honest, I can appreciate what Donald Trump's trying to do, make America strong. But to be honest, he's not making a good job of it so far. If he wants to be strong, he needs to keep his neighbours around him strong. That's the way I think of it. It has, yes. Our fuel prices are going up. Our fuel's going up. Our lumber trade is going to suffer because he no longer wants to buy lumber, and if he does want to buy the lumber, then the lumber's going to have like a 35% tariff on there. So, which is not good for anybody. I don't care what your politics are, but the lumber industry is a big deal in Canada. Yep, he's playing a long game. I just hope I hope that it helps us. But hey, we're not a political show. We're a cooking show. But no, I'm interested to see how it's going to play out. I mean, there seems to be a lot of love, but there seems to be a lot of hate too. And I try not to go I mean, as for being put in prison there, that all depends how things work out. Because if he makes the US a stronger place, then he will be loved. No matter what. Hey Roland. Hey Selsa. Thank you for joining me. Thank you everybody. Well, people can say Mr. Trump is corrupt, but then again, so are most of the other people in politics in one way or another. Nobody's doing it to help everybody else, they're all doing it to help themselves. You don't go to work to help your boss, you go to work to help yourself. So if you're just joining me, I'm making chicken empanada. Well, thank you for joining me. Hey, soft paws. Yep, it's food time. It's food time in northern Canada, Alberta. We're making empanada of the chicken variety, which I made a big portion of yesterday evening and then left it to cool. I'm so happy that I got this press. I do have two of them, but I've only got one pair of hands. Makes a nice chicken empanada. Or empanada. However you say it. Hey, good morning, Anne. How are you doing today? Nice to see you again, my friend. Yep, I would love to be able to share my food. I would love to share my food with everybody. I love to cook. And so if you're just new to my channel, please go on, subscribe, give me a like, and check out my other recipes. And please leave a comment so I can check out who you are and leave your message and say thank you. I do appreciate everybody joining me. But in a little under 2 months, I'll go off air for a little while because I do have my surgery. I have a surgery coming, and apparently when they do a knee transplant, they don't like you walking too much and standing, so I'll have to disappear for a little while. So I'm trying to make as much content now so I can keep sharing. Yep. Well, I do, these are Filipino version, and I put banana ketchup, which it looks like ketchup, but it's made from bananas. So when I make the filling, I do that one. Yeah, Macedon might be better, but as I say, I'm doing this as a Filipino recipe more so. I visited the Philippines last year, and I've learned all sorts of different things. So, do you like empanada, Anne? Or empanada? I can't pronounce this stuff right. But in my filling, it's chicken, potato, carrots, peas, green onion, white onion. What else we got in there? Now for flavourings, I've actually got Chinese 5-spice in there, oyster sauce, soy sauce, black pepper, a little bit of cooking wine, just to sweeten it up a little bit. These I found in a second-hand store, but I have seen the same one on Amazon, so it's good enough on there. But what I want is I want like a thing like a pie press. Thank you, Anne. Yeah, I hope everybody's having a good time here. But I say cooking is one of them things I love to do, but I was never trained to do. I was kind of like, I was that little kid that always used to sit there in the kitchen with my mum and my grandma. But they never made anything like this. They would make pies and pasties and things like that. So make sure when you do your dough, as you roll it out, it wants to always shrink back. I've got a video making pizza, making my own dough. But what I like to do, I like to get flatbreads. I have a little series what I've done for students and young people that really don't know how to cook. They've just gone off for the first time away from mum, and they're going to university or whichever. So I don't know what way you either use like a nice naan. Now you can use like the flavoured ones, like garlic naan and things like that. Or you use Italian flatbreads that are only very thin. And then you build a pizza on top of that one, stick that in the oven. Hey, George. Get cooking, guys, get cooking. I have a video on how to make the dough. It's very, very easy. And one secret ingredient, which I got off, he's a chef. He's from the UK, but he lives in, I believe he lives in Thailand now. He's called the Backyard Chef. And he said, when you make your pastry, put a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar in there. And what a difference that makes. Really, what a big difference that makes. I was quite surprised. But these presses make life so much easier, that's for sure. I don't have to mess around trying to make the pleats. And I have a nice, evenly formed empanada. So your offcuts of dough, place them in the bag so they don't dry out, because we will reform them and use them again. Hey Putri, I'm from England, but I live in Canada now. Hey Glenda, she uses vinegar. Yep, smart lady. I say if you check out my videos, there's some hints and tips in there, but also I'd say the Backyard Chef. That guy is awesome. Knows his stuff. He's been cooking, I don't know, 30 years or whatever it was. Well, like I say, I'm from England. I do have Scottish ancestry. And I can talk with a bit more Scottish accent, okay. But I've also got Irish ancestry as well. Like grandparents, whatnot. So I can talk with a bit more Irish. So it gets a bit confusing for people sometimes. When I first came to Canada, one of the words I used to use was no worries. I say no worries and call people mate. And straight away, what did people say? What part of Australia are you from? And I went, I'm not from Australia. Nice. That was something I would love. I would love to have a nice big garden, like a bit of an acreage. Yeah, $20 for eggs. It can get a bit wild. A gallon is $4.25. Yeah, it's about $6 here. Yeah, it's about $6 if I remember rightly. But depends on where you live in Canada. There's a lot of you get a lot of like Mennonite and Hutterite settlements. She makes her own vinegar too. Awesome. Yep, that's our problem there, Henny. Like I live in an apartment, so it's just a pain. It's a pain living in an apartment, but when you go through a divorce, you have to make do with what you can get. It's better than living in my truck. Yep. But like I said, I find it's important when you're doing this, make sure that you keep the consistency. As I say, I would like to start doing this and selling because there's nobody else. But I'm just trying to weigh up the benefits. Is it worth doing? Because if you think about it a lot, it's a lot of work. And as much as it takes a bit of time to do, but all you can really sell them for is around $3 each. After looking around on Google and things like that. Thank you. Thank you, Ania. So are you still in Peru now? $4 for milk, $5 for eggs. Well, that's not bad actually. For I buy my eggs by 24 trays, and they're about $15 for 24 eggs. So yeah, it gets a bit expensive. I bake. I try not to fry. I try to keep it a little bit healthier. That's not nice, Andrea. Let's be nice and be... Not everybody made the vote. That's nice. That's a nice piece of dough, that one. That smoothed out really well. Hey from Russia. Welcome, Russia. Kisosik, if I'm saying that right. Thanks for joining me. Hey, DC. So, like I say, I'm just making empanada, if you're just joining me. Like I say, if you don't mind, smash that like button. And leave me a comment on one of my short videos and I can get back to you. But I do love to cook. Yep. A bit more flour on that one. So that's what, 2, 4, 6, that's 12 on that sheet. I might have to reorder these because I got 16 on last time. And we'll see what we can do here. Around that way, I think. Yeah. No matter which way I do this, I'm only going to get them. But I can probably put a couple in the centre if I just adjust these slightly. That'll work. I'm having to get a little bit creative here. Something like that'll work, I think. Slightly, with a slight adjustment. Right, we'll grab a couple more. Another 4 for the top. Chicken empanada. I make this other thing what I learned. It's called pig pie bread. Hey Jimmy. I was thinking the same thing. It would be nice if I could sell them. I'm originally from Newcastle upon Tyne. I'm originally from Newcastle upon Tyne in the UK, but I'm in Alberta, Canada now. Not far from the Rocky Mountains. No, these are chicken empanada. I'm following a Filipino recipe. But I think we all have our own version. Like say Jamaica, they do these as a patty. In the UK, we call these a pasty. We would call it a pasty, so I think spread around. And without being funny, the English got everywhere. So I think we left thank you, Lin Yang. I think we left our mark on the world, definitely. I think if I was going to do a Jamaican version of this, I'd do like a nice jerk spice in there as well. This has got black pepper, a little bit of chili flakes, and a little bit of chili powder, so I didn't go overboard with the spice. But what they tend to do in the Philippines is they have a dip with this, like they do in Mexico. So you can have a nice spicy... Well, that's what I'm thinking. That's what I've been told, apparently. People have been telling me that these would pretty much sell like hotcakes, or hot empanadas even. Tsunami! I'm part of the Alan Shearer brigade and the Kevin Keegan brigade. I'm that old MH. No, I don't miss Newcastle Brown Ale, buddy. It used to make me want to fight. I used to laugh. I laugh thinking about it, I tell people. And I used to, if I went out drinking with the guys when I was a younger guy, if I drank regular lagers, I would, I pretty much just want to go to sleep in the corner somewhere. But if I drank Newcastle Brown Ale, then it made me feel like I wanted to fight somebody. If I drank Jack Daniels, I became the world's greatest lover. Or at least I thought I was. So, that's my little joke for that one anyway. Yeah, Jamaican beef patty. That would be so easy to do now. Use the same recipe. Just do a nice jerked beef, flavoured. Like just use ground beef in there. It'd be so easy just to transpose and do the same thing. The only difference is, like I say, I cook these in the oven. I honestly do not like to. I'm trying not to do so much fried food. I've actually lost 14 pounds, guys, so I'm feeling pretty good. And I was thinking different ways. How do I sell these? Do I cook them and sell them? Or do I freeze them and sell them so people can cook them themselves? This is chicken Filipino style. So you have options. But I know there was a lady, she was doing these. She had a nice little store, like Fusion Cooking. Hey, Kim Kev. Oh, hang on. I'm getting a phone call. Oh. Hello. Yeah, right. Hello, there's a parcel waiting for me apparently, and I have to send them my details. Yeah, I mean the easy route is freeze them, vacuum pack them. Definitely. That's good advice. Very good advice there, Mitch. And you don't really find stuff like this in the UK. It's like I say, it's a pasty. In the UK, our pasties will do like chicken, but it's like chicken and mushroom with a creamy white sauce. A little bit like a can of Campbell's mushroom soup. And you have to kind of let these protein strands relax a bit. If you stretch your dough too much and you think it's big enough, you got it this big, then you leave it and way back down, of course. So you have to play with it a little bit sometimes. Gramps? I'm not Gramps. I'm only 50. I've just had a hard life, okay? As I say, walk a mile in my shoes. As I've seen things that'll turn your hair white. Hey Ash, thanks for joining me. Yeah, that's no worries, Copper. I've got a good sense of humour. Yep. Yeah, you're right there, Jimmy. You're definitely right there. They look like money. Well, they taste fabulous, I will say that. They do taste very good. You can see that the pastry, it's that size on the board, but as soon as you touch it, it shrinks back down. So you have to let it rest, otherwise it will shrink away when you're actually making your pies or anything like that. I'm making chicken empanada. So, people who didn't see, that was my mix. It's all chicken and vegetables and my little ingredient of sauces in there. Mix all that together and then you put them into your pastry case. Looks like a little pasty in the UK, or as I would say there, a patty in Jamaica. But as I was saying earlier, that another thing that I learned to make when I was in the Philippines, it's something called pig pie bread. And I was like, what the hell is pig pie bread? And I later found out there's no pigs involved. I thought it might have been like a bread that had pork or something inside. But it's actually brown sugar. It's just brown sugar and flour. Hey Sujith. Thanks for joining me, guys. So it's actually just sugar inside of like a bread. So it's like brown and white sugar mixed with flour and some flavourings. And then that's cooked like a loaf, but you stretch it out long. So it ends up being like a long loaf, but because you fold the ends under that bit humps up, this bit humps up. And it ends up like it looks like a pig on a spit. Come on. Come on, Michael says. Need a bit more foil in there. I think that's one tray done. Do some more on this one. an Egyptian taco. I'm pretty sure tacos are Mexican. But you can tell me anyway. Thank you, Sujit. Much appreciated. I like to share. I like sharing with everybody. I mean, there's a lot of time when I do my live video, because I said my knees are bad, so I have a bit of a hard time sometimes. So just to keep my hours up, I'll just stick the camera out of the window, and then I'm just I'll sit there talking. I'll just message people who check in. It's a bit of a cheat, but it works and it keeps me hours up. I don't sell them yet. A lot of the time it's just friends that ask me for some, and I will make them for friends and family. If I go to parties, I'll take things like this along. One of my other favourite things to make is cheese biscuits. And people, when I go to parties, are you bringing your cheese biscuit? So sometimes I got no choice. It's the same sort of biscuit as what you would get in the Red Lobster. But I guess if I wanted to, I could probably sell these at the local farmers market. I'm Mike. That's why it's Mike's Home Kitchen. Beauty. Right, let's roll up the rest of the pastry now. Oh no, I've got a couple left. Hey Nadja. And if I ever mention your name, I'm sorry, things are just flying by here. There's a lot of people checking in. So thank you. Fixer. Yeah, Fixer, I'm making chicken empanada, which is like a pasty. I was going to say that in the UK we make these. They're a little bit bigger, or sometimes we make them a well, they're more square, I guess. And but we put cheese and potato, like mash the potatoes up, and put cheese, onion, potato, or corned beef, onion, and potato. That's very popular. Yep. Well, in the UK we do that. It's a Cornish pasty. Now, they'll do them not much bigger than this one, but the traditional Cornish pasty was about this big. And it was a big half circle, if you can imagine, half the size of a dinner plate. And it had a really big, thick, heavy crust on it, around the edge. And the fishermen used to take them out to sea when they went, obviously when they went on the journeys there to catch the local fish. But because the hands are dirty, that big crust was meant for them to hold on to, eat everything in the middle, then to throw the crust away. But now we just... Yep, you're just saying that now. Yeah, well done, Jimmy. We used to eat the middle part of it, but we didn't eat the outside crust. But these one I'm making for a friend today. Apparently she wants to treat people at work and let them see what my recipe is, I guess. people are excited to try them apparently. Yeah, they used to divide them up. I've seen a few different things like this. It's a very interesting way to make a meal. I mean, we do pies and pastries like this. The Italians do pizza, or they do calzone. I mean, the calzone is very similar to this. But like I said, I just have a passion for cooking. I've travelled around a bit. I've been around Europe. Never really been around America much. I've seen a fair bit of Canada now. Next year I'm hoping to have a trip back to the UK, and then from there I want to go to Taiwan, Tokyo, well, Taipei City. Then I want to go to Tokyo, and then from there go to back down into the Philippines. Actually, I better make sure that's the right thickness first. Get these sticks out. It feels a bit heavy. Yep. Hey, ciao. I love the thing I love about doing live videos is you meet people from all over the world. It's just a shame that we can't kind of see each other and be a bit more interactive. That would be fun. Just make sure that's down. And the filling I'm using for these, if you have any left over, you have a couple of choices. You can put it into a nice airtight container, it'll freeze and keep for around about 3 months. So if you've made enough and you don't want to make any more, then you've got it for later. Or if you want, make some scrambled eggs and throw some of that in with your scrambled eggs for breakfast in the morning. That's a nice way to go with it. Or alternatively, mix it in with some noodles. This is weird. I've got 48 people watching and it's never changed. It just says 48 all the way through. So shall I put my oven on now? So I do these at 350 for around about, I do between 25 and 35 minutes. It depends some days on how it goes. You love my live? Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah. Thanks, Jimmy. I think it'd be a good idea to try and sell them, but there's a lot of health code things that you've got to be aware of. I guess I'd need a license and all that type of stuff. Okay, Rebecca, done. Yeah, I think I should get this somewhere close, and we'll just give it that time to relax a little bit. It's a bit more difficult when you kind of reforming, when you're reforming the pastry. I mean, if anybody's actually got their own channel, let me know. And like I say, I subscribe to people to help people out. If they want to build their own channel, that's fine. Like I say, we can kind of work together on that one. And I love it when I get other people coming in who cook. And they kind of give me a few pointers of their own, which does happen quite a lot. Like I say, now I'm just using the trimmings. I'm just forming them back together. And I know I try and do this a bit more precisely, as it were. So no, it's 2 tablespoons of my filling. I use an ice cream scoop for that, a 2 tablespoon ice cream scoop. And then it's around about 130. It's a bit too much, that one. So it's like, that's 136 grams. And that should be ample for making my dough. I'll probably get another 2 or 3 out of this. It's called a chibberook. Interesting. What is the filling for that one? What do you put in them? What is the filling, Apple? Yep. Hey Jimmy, the working class built this world, not the people sitting shining in the chair with their ass. I feel like I probably missed so many people because it was going so by so fast. So meat, yeah, I mean obviously with us we do chicken, we do beef, pork even. I've never seen anyone that does anything with fish. I mean obviously there's fish tacos, but I've never seen anything like this as fish. Maybe that's something I might have to invent. Empanada, absolutely. I mean I do mine a little bit bigger. So I was given this one, but I make them with this one. So as you can see, a lot different. And so I use this when I make gyoza. But a lot of the time, to be honest, when I make gyoza dumpling, I tend to just make them by hand. I just cut them out with a 3-inch cookie cutter, put my filling in, and then it's the way you plate them. So you really can't use something like that. Caramel spice. That's the second person that was on about apple empanada. The other guy was saying apple and cinnamon. It seems like I may have to just try this. No, I cook them in the oven. Try and keep the calories down. Actually, you know what I can do? Just got to be a little bit of sitting around while these are cooking. I don't like doing that. Oh, I think I pressed this one down a little bit too much at the edge. Seems very thin. Yep. Oops. Yeah, I need to keep my pastry heavier. But it'll still work. Yep. I say there's many differences you can have with this. Like say you can, a dessert version. I guess if you do the dessert version, when you make your pastry, throw yourself some sugar in there as well, so you've got a sweet pastry. That's what I would do anyway. In English, we just call it a pasty. No, Josh, I've never had pupusa. I guess that is. Hey, Salt and Pepper, how you doing? Goat's milk's okay. I like goat's milk cheese. I'm very good, Salt and Pepper, thank you. Still waiting for my surgery, but not long now. I've got a little under 2 months to go. I finally got dates. So, yeah, this pastry's starting to be a bit more of a pain in the backside now. I'm trying to join the bits together. Might have to put it back in the fridge and let it cool down a bit. How are you, Kuna? Well, I think the whole idea, frying things, you cook how you can. I mean, you go to the Philippines, people don't have ovens. So, the friends who I have over there, I do have a plan. And I want to build them a wood-fired like pizza oven next time I go over. So a nice wood-fired pizza oven would be the bomb. Hey Joshua. Yep. Well, like I say, either way, it's about trying new foods. It's all about trying these different things. And that's why I love travel. I mean, you go around the world and you find all of these different foods that you realise are very, very similar to your own food that you have back home. Okay, so that's more, it's like a bit like, what you call them again, like a pita bread idea. If you have like a pita bread, so cook it as a parcel, let it up, like pop it open, and then fill that up with nice cooked meats and vegetables, etc. Hey Jennifer, what's going on? I'm making chicken empanada. Hello to the last one. I'm presuming you're from Korea. Well, right. History on empanada. Empanada is originally Spanish and Portuguese. And then when they travelled the world into South America, they took, and then over into like the Philippines and places like that, they took the empanada with them. Hey Kelsey, How is everybody today? You are Bang? Welcome, Bang. Do you do empanada in chicken empanada in Korea? Oh, there's an idea. I could make beef bulgogi and put that in an empanada. And just in case use, I just use a thin wooden dowel, just so I can make sure my pastry is the correct thickness. How's my oven doing? Almost there. What's important, guys, put a little bit of flour on your tray while you're doing this. That's my little mould. And as I said earlier, it's like my grandma's teeth. I've a nice big spoon of my mixture. Hey Chonning, how you doing? Wow, like 61, really? Thanks guys. You know, sometimes I get disappointed because you don't, some people come in, they just disappear, you don't see them, you don't know who they are. And move that off for a bit. Well, some days I get really humbled. I'm making chicken empanada. Yep. I think, like I say, the British travelled around a lot of the world, trying to build empire, as it were, and then you have the so not only did they take their food to places, but then they brought back food from India. They brought back the food from India, from China. I don't know whether this is going to be big enough to make one, but we'll make a small one. Hey Fixer! A nice Korean dish. Okay. So what I do when I have dough left over, oops, spilling me water everywhere. I tend to, I just roll it out to the best I can. I know it's not big enough to fit in my mould. Unless I make it too thin. But actually that might be okay, it might be able to stretch that one out a bit. Hey Josh. Pistoletas? It sounds familiar. I think I might have had them at the buffet. Yep, I think I might have had them at the buffet when I went to Las Vegas, and this buffet, they were doing I guess they were doing like a cowboy type night, and it was said it was supposed to be all like that type of food. Oh, that's just fitting in there, nice. I know it was crazy down there. There was a load of tourists, and they brought the crayfish out, and everybody just ran for the buffet to grab these crayfish. It was absolutely insane. Well, that's not bad. That's my waste. So that's 2 trays almost. What have we got now? We've got 16 on this one. Yep, 16 on that one. And another 8 on that one. So it's not too bad. I still have all of this filling left. So I think instead of wasting, I'll put it in a smaller tub, put it in the freezer out the way. So, time to get these in the oven. Ow. Sorry guys, I'm just having a bit of trouble with my knees again. Wrong with these bloody eggs. Oh, I've got another one. I had a double yolker yesterday. You can see that there, double yolker in that one. Spin it round. Now, when I do my egg wash, I've seen people just brush oil on, I've seen people just brush a little bit of milk on. But I just mix up a few eggs. Now, important rule here guys, when you're doing your egg wash, you can put a fair bit, but don't let it run everywhere and goes underneath and burns on the bottom. Double yolker. Well, much more protein if you're a healthy type of person that wants doing a bit of body training. The extra protein's awesome. Where I'm from in the UK, there used to be a farm quite close. Well, he had chickens, and every time I popped in for eggs, I was like, "Do you want double yolkers?" Because he was picking them up to the light. And obviously you shine a light through there and you can see how many yolks is in. The filling is chicken, vegetables, carrot, potato, chicken empanada marin. So the important thing now is pop them in a couple of places. Do this last, because if you do it before, your egg is just going to fill in that hole. So these ones, so if you fill in the hole, you run the risk of them going pop. This way we're just letting the steam out. And I guess I can take a couple of these off here and put them on this tray. Give myself a little bit more room. But that'll do. I'm from the town, aye. Why, aye, man. I'm in Canada now. Yorkshire puddings, absolutely. I always make Yorkshire puddings. I make them on every Sunday just about. I still stick with like a tradition of the UK where we would have a chicken or a beef dinner, or maybe some lamb or something like that. Even though I don't have big family, or all my family's back in the UK, I still like to make the vegetables and the chicken, nice roast chicken. I've never deep fried. I say I try and keep it healthier a little bit. I have kind of shallow fried them, which it gives it a similar texture, I guess. But I know in the Philippines they do a lot of they'll deep fry. I've seen a place deep fry. Let's put that one, bit of egg wash on that one. I put my hand down now and start doing the. So I'm going to put these into the centre of the oven. Yep, that's good. One's a little bit lower down than the other. The difficult part's getting them out again later. I'll put my timer on. I'll do it for 30 minutes and we'll see how we do from there. Right, what time? Well, I've not eaten yet today. I made a cup of coffee at 8 o'clock and that was like 3 hours ago. Cold coffee. Yuki, it's chicken empanada, which is Filipino or Mexican, Spanish. Gets around a bit. But basically it's chicken and vegetables with a sauce inside of a pastry case. Thank you, Leslie. Blessings to you too. In fact, blessings to everybody. May everybody have good fortune, health, and a good, long, happy life. Oh, I needed that. The only downside is there's all the washing up that you have to do when you do this type of stuff. But what I'm going to do now, see, this is where you have to get a little bit creative. So I've got egg wash left over, which is just beaten up egg. Make sure there's no dust on my pan. So I'm just going to use it and make a quick omelette for my breakfast. But while I'm at it, I can throw a couple of spoons of my mixture in there. Yep, it's it'll be 30 minutes, I'm afraid, but so Glenda, your family's originally from the UK? Canada's a funny place. People say, oh, I'm from the UK. And I'm like, oh yeah, which part? Oh, well, my parents or my grandparents, they came from London or wherever. And I'm like, so you're Canadian? And they will insist that they're actually British. But no, I think, I don't know, without migration, America and Canada would not be who they are. Yeah, thank you there, Leslie. I guess I'm covered in flowers, so if I go out later, I'm going to have to definitely get changed. turn the heat up a bit on that. Let's go quicker. And I do like to wear gloves. Normally, if I really, yeah, England, Ireland and Scotland. And it was the Scottish that found their way across Canada. They found the route across through the mountains and everything. I can't remember the guy's name. But Thompson, his surname was Thompson. But see, he got smart. When you had the English people that were, or the Scottish people, well, no, really, when the English people tried to come here, they came with money, big ships, and the king sent them, or whatever, or the queen sent them. And so they tried to bring everything with them. Thompson, he married a Native American lady, and basically she taught him how to live off the land and how to find his way through. And then her and some of her people travelled with him, and they travelled through. But that came after he actually went walking on his own. He'd already made friends with the native peoples, but he actually fell down a cliff face, smashed his legs, and this lady got him, took him back to her tribe campsite, and they healed him, they got him better, and from that day on, basically he lived with the native people. And to be honest, I can't blame him in some respects. So I'll just, I know it's difficult for you to see, but I'm just going to, a little bit of cooking spray. I don't like to use too much oil, but that's a canola one. And I'm going to throw my eggs in. And we'll just keep moving them around the pan. I'm not going to do anything special. Yep, blonde, blue eyes. That's when I've got hair. That's what I look like. But they're met on the ship. That's pretty cool, really. So you want me to do making Yorkshire puddings? I have a video. I done a live video while on Yorkshire pudding, and what I done, I was having a bit of trouble with them. See, where I live, I'm 4,200 or so feet above sea level, and when you live so high up, there's always getting things to rise is difficult. I've made lots of pancake. I make Japanese pancake too, the cloud pancake. I make the one where you fold in half and it's nice and thick, or I make the Japanese omelette like that, or I make the cloud pancakes which were about this big and you end up stacking them up together. So that's one of my favourites to make, actually. I like to do my rolled omelettes as well. My rolled Japanese omelettes. I have my little pan for that. So, but I tend to fill them with a little bit of fish or shrimp. Roll that one up. I mean, at the moment my kitchen's a bit of a mess. I'm still kind of, I'm in the process of kind of cleaning up and renovating. Right, that should be good now. Where's my thing gone? So that's my omelette. Nice colour on the other side. But I'm actually, I mean, this stuff's already cooked. So I'm just going to put a little bit of that in there. Don't need too much. And then I'm just going to fold that over. Just leave it in the pan for a little bit longer just to warm through that filling of it. Thank you, Yuki. Like I said, I like to cook. I was turn that off. It's one of them things. I travel a bit. I say next year, I want to travel from here. I'm either going to go to Taipei City and then off to the Philippines, or I'm going to go to Tokyo and then off to the Philippines. So I'll have to make my mind up, get my tickets booked. But it also depends on my surgery. I say I'm getting my knee fixed, so I have to wait and see what happens with that one, because they do say about flying, you have to wait a certain amount of time. So another little tip, when I do pastry for my table, I tend to use a drywall knife just to clear off any pastry that's stuck on there before I wash it down. Otherwise you're just spreading it around and it kind of acts like glue. But this is a pain in the backside. The bit I don't like is all cleaning up and stuff. I say I will transfer this to another box later, but everything needs to get washed now. That'll do for that. I say the filling, I've done a separate video for the actual filling itself. We'll put that to one side for now. In fact, I'll put it back in my fridge. That's good. Put that away. I've never really had much luck, Glenda, with shortbread. When I make it, it always gets too crumbly. I know it's supposed to be crumbly, but I think sometimes what it is, I made a load of Christmas cookies. I made these Christmas cookies, and basically I made them, they're only about a 1/4 inch. So next time I do it, they're going to be a good 3/4 of an inch, and they might work better. But the taste is absolutely awesome. It's on my channel somewhere if you can find it. Yeah, that's not good. I say that's why I have several books. I've got an A4 like line book. I bought this one on Amazon not so long ago for my recipes, and I'm transferring it over. I bought 3 of these, so it's just a little thing. It's all a little ring binder. I've been making a lot of smoothies lately as well for health. Where's that at? But I say there's a lot you can do. There is a lot you can do. I'm just trying to. I've done a live video for St. Patrick's Day. Thanks, buddy. Thanks, Jimmy. Like I say, I like to cook, and it gives you friends. It really, cooking gives you friends. Well, like I say, I've made a lot of things like scones and stuff like that. Trying to think where it must be in my other book. Smoothies here. Must be in my other book there for all of my recipes for my Christmas cookies. But it's important, guys, that you keep things clean in the kitchen. They say that one there was on Amazon. I think they're about $15. But I mean, the one I use when I travel, over there somewhere. I mean, when I travel, I have a leather bound one. But I keep things in here like important phone numbers and contacts for when I go away. But I have recipes that I've printed out that people have told me about. But I have all sorts on here. You name it, it's pretty much in here. I mean, to be honest, this all started. My first recipe back in 2002, I think it was, with a quiche Lorraine, but I do frittata, so no pastry. And then I do the broccoli quiche, no pastry, turkey meatballs, my own tomato sauce, a nice focaccia, cheesy scones, the English style, corned beef and potato pie, which is a very big deal in the UK. People used to do that a lot. Cheese and onion pie, the same. Egg and ham flan, or egg and ham pie. Chocolate chip banana bread. A traditional banana pancakes. Chicken pot pie, basic flatbreads. So I make a flatbread with just pastry and yogurt, a bit of salt. I throw some cilantro in there. Some garlic powder, onion powder to give a bit of flavour. Another one I like to do when I'm working is egg bites. I make a lot of egg bites, which basically it's just egg. I'll chop up peppers, green onion, maybe a bit of ham or chicken, anything that you like, any meat wise. Put that into your muffin tins and then pour in some egg. And you can be a bit more healthy with them if you want and just use egg white. It's up to you. But cook them in the oven. You've got these nice little, look like a cupcake, but it's all made of egg. Let's see how these are coming on. 14 minutes to go. They're looking good, but I'm not going to open the door. Does anybody know what a poutine is? Now, people from the UK, we would call this cheesy chips and gravy. But a poutine basically is it's French fries in Canada with cheese curds, and then they put a very hot gravy over it, and then the cheese curds kind of melt and go stringy. I make all my own burgers. I do have a Blackstone griddle, so I'm going to be cooking on that in the next couple of weeks when it warms up good. Cookies, you name it, it's all in here. Oh, for the other Filipino people, pandesal and banankal. I make things like that. So pandesal is like a bread bun, like a burger bun. And banankal is a Filipino donut. It's like just a small round ball, like a golf ball. And then we roll it in sesame seed. I say I can go on. This book has travelled around the world with me. So it's interesting, and maybe one day I'll have my own cookbook. I can but try. If anybody's got any questions, fire away, please. I guess I really should eat my breakfast. I guess it's lunch now. So there's my little omelette thing. I'd say just a little bit of improvisation. Use what you got and then you're not wasting anything. Look, missed my mouth completely, can you believe it? Well, yeah, you have to I think when it comes to travelling around, take notice of what's around you, see how people are cooking. Look at the local street food. Street food's amazing. This is why I want to go to Taipei City. I want to go to the Taipei night market and have a look at all the different street food there. And I want to go to Tokyo. I want to have real sushi, not pretend sushi that we get here in Canada. So you've got to travel and experience these things. And if you can't physically do it, jump on the internet, go on YouTube, type in these places, have a look. Taipei night market. And basically there's people that do a walk around in the market and they show you what's what. No, that's the thing. I want to go to Japan. Have ramen noodle. It's a place I've never visited. I don't know what to call it, but I've seen it on a show before where they have the bamboo trays coming down, and then they'll cook the noodle and then they'll flow down, and you'll just grab out what you want. And I know some places say that's not allowed anymore because of viruses and health issues, but I would still like to try it. And hey Manu, thank you for joining me. Yeah, I think it depends on the flour. A friend of mine, her family are all from China, and basically her father visited and brought a sack of rice from his own farm, and he managed to bring it through as an import. I don't know how it got through. I mean, this is a while ago now. It was like, I know, almost 15 years ago now. And he brought this rice with him into Canada. And the rice tasted so much different, even though it was exactly the same rice as what we had in the cupboard, but it was grown somewhere else. He's just tasted better. And I guess it's the same. It's going to be the same for noodles. The rice that they use for the noodle, or the wheat that they use when they're making, depending on where it grows and how much love it's being given. I don't like eating on camera, I feel funny. But I mean, I've been wanting to visit Japan, Korea, even China. I would love to walk the Great Wall of China. I'd like to go to Tiananmen Square. I want to go to Taiwan. I want to go to Elephant Mountain. I want to go to Tokyo. I want to go to the Aiga province, at the home of like ninjutsu. I was a ninjutsu practitioner for many, many years when I was younger. But unfortunately, because of these, they don't like I can get into trouble in Japan. So it's not ideal. I'd have to keep my arms covered up all the time. Your cat passed away? Yeah, I agree, Glenda. I've seen, like I say, I've seen a lot of travel things on YouTube about Japan, and it just makes me want to go. And I know there's a darker side. There's like everywhere you go, there's a darker side of the cultures and things like that. But for the most part, the history, the depth of history, and that people can actually relate, like who their great grandfather was, like 10 generations ago, and still. The advice I would give those guys is don't flush your cat down the toilet. That's what you do with a goldfish. Why on earth that's kind of random. So your cat didn't die then? I know you've been on my channel before, and yep. Well, like I said, because of these, I'd have to be careful in Japan. And it's a shame because I would like to go. I'd like to go to the hot springs, and I'd like to go to the hot springs, or you want to go to a water park or the beach. I can't because of this. I've never tried Peruvian food, no. I'm guessing there'll probably be a lot of similarities but with the Peruvian and the Spanish, the Brazilian. I mean, obviously the Spanish went right the way down through South America, so there might be, yeah. I mean, I'm not Yakuza, definitely not. But I know even if you're portrayed as Yakuza, that has that stigma. And then if there is any Yakuza close by, and they think you're trying to be one of them, then I could be in trouble with them too. So, although it's over here in Canada and the UK, America, that stigma's kind of gone away. Unless you have specific tattoos, like you belong to a motorcycle group or something like that, then you're usually pretty good. The lady that comes to my apartment or the building and she cleans up, she came in shorts yesterday, so she had shorts on and a vest top while she was vacuuming and stuff, and her entire body, apart from her face, is covered in tattoos. And she got tattoos from her ankle right the way up to here, and then you can see it's on her arms, and then it goes under the shirt on that one. So she's spent a lot of time and effort, but she said like her boyfriend's a tattoo artist. So I guess they just practice and share. Excuse me. We must be getting close now. 3 minutes. But I usually put my timer on for less. Yep. I had a friend like that. He was in the military, and he was in the Navy, and every new port he went to, he got a new tattoo, and he get a country's flag or their little emblem and things like that. He's got all sorts. He's covered in dragons. He's got cartoon characters on him. He's absolutely covered everywhere. Mutton Jeff. But like I say, I mean, I like tattoos. I was thinking when I go back to the Philippines, there's a young guy there. He done this one for me, and basically, the reason why I've got tattoos is I've got scars all over my arms. So I've got tattoos to cover over to kind of take people's eyes away from the scar. And but I was thinking about, should I get my legs done at the bottom? Nom's done. No, we're just waiting. They're coming out now, like Roxy. Yep, walking storybook. I tell you what, he's lucky though, because I'm trying to think now. It was the German army, one of the generals, whatever it was in the Second World War, if he found somebody with a tattoo, he would remove it and keep it, get it treated, and then keep it like a picture frame. It's just, I mean, yes, Roxy, tattoos look awesome. Hey, Griselda, how are you doing, my dear friend? If you go to a place like Japan, I believe in Korea too, and certain places in China, so a lot of the Asian communities, if you have tattoos, people will look at you, especially the older generation, they'll look at you like you're a bad person, and they don't trust you, which is understandable because there's a lot of history there. So, like I say, in Japan, you're not allowed to go to the hot tub, you're not allowed to go to the swimming pool, you're not allowed to go to the beach. If you go to a massage parlor, you could be like, they could say, once you disrobe to get your massage, they're like, no, we're not doing that. And they do specifically ask these questions: do you have tattoos and things? So you have to be careful. Hey, Griselda, we're a couple of minutes, another couple of minutes, I think, and then no, they need to brown up a little bit more. I might have to give them an extra few minutes, but I'm making chicken empanada, Griselda. You've seen me make these before. I mean, one of the other things I made well, actually it was like 2 or 3 weeks ago. I don't know how it lasted so long, to be honest. I'll just show you there. I'll just put my oven back on again. I made these, and basically that inside of there is it's a pie, but it's got egg and ham in there. But then what I do, I make boiled eggs as well, and I throw the boiled eggs in. I throw boiled eggs in there. I'm going to give some people some jackets here, actually. I'll give you some jackets, Glenda. So what that means is you can talk to other people. Roxy, Yuki, I'll give you a moderator too. And say if anybody's got a channel, and say if you jump over onto one of my in the UK we were drunken sailor, then it became a biker thing. Hey William, how you doing, buddy? It is one of them things that it was viewed as bad, but like I say, sailors always got a tattoo. It was a lady for the one that they missed. It was a dancing lady for the lady that they left on the holidays or left in another port somewhere. Then they'd have an anchor to show that they were a sailor. They'd have a bluebird on the hands to show that they would travel. So there's there's a lot of different meanings. But anyway, this is a wonderful pie. It's got boiled eggs, and then raw egg, and ham in this, and then basically you cook that all up. So it's a little bit like a quiche, but only it's got pastry on the top. But I better put that back in the freezer before it starts to defrost. So one of the other things I like to do, I like to sing. I like to go on the karaoke and whatnot. So it's always good fun. Yeah, you're welcome there, Yuki. Well, when it comes out, they'll still be very hot, but I'm going to be brave and we'll cut one open. Put that in the sink to wash. Can't be much longer now. Whew, steamy. Yeah, I have a couple of videos. Hey Angie, how you doing, my friend? Angie and Griselda are people that actually subscribe to my channel. Much appreciated. Thank you, guys. So, obviously you get to see things. I hope everybody's okay, especially you, William. So, I hope you're doing well. I tend to sing a lot. Sometimes when I'm happy, that's when I start to sing. I tried to learn to play the guitar many years ago, but I can play a little bit, but not much. Hello, my friend, Knocker. So it is important when you're cooking pastries like this on a metal tray, when you take them out, give them their initial little cool down period, but then take them off the tray and put them onto a wire rack to cool. Otherwise they will keep cooking on the bottom. Almost there. I'm excited. Hey Nikita. Hello, thank you, welcome to my channel. Please leave a like. Oh. You know, some days I feel like having a nice cold beer, but then I remember I don't drink anymore. It's not something that's good for you, as it were. So I try not to do it now. Now I'm not sure how to say this one, but obviously it looks Japanese or Chinese there. Back up the height, but we're just still a little bit pale yet. I can't see them. Oh dang. I've been making chicken empanada. Probably another minute or two and then they should be ready to take out the top tray anyway. And they're very, very nice. I'm hoping that everybody likes. But I'll get another small plate so I can cut one up. Hey there Delilah, what's it like in New York City? I'm 1,000 miles away. So I'm getting happy now, so I do sing a little bit. You're from India? Welcome. Is it night time in India now, or afternoon? Oh, what you do to me, oh, what you do to me. Our friends would all make fun of us and we'll just laugh along because... Hey British Ball, how you doing fella? I'm making chicken empanada. $11 PM, okay. That's late enough. You're not going to give up the beer? Well, you see that one there? I made Irish stew live a couple of days ago, for Patrick's Day. I bought one can, I put what I needed into the Irish stew, the rest I drank. The next day, my stomach was absolutely horrendous. I'm actually allergic to something in beer. It's not the yeast. They thought it was the yeast, but something when I have beers, especially dark beers, it gives me a very upset tummy. So, chicken empanada, I'm taking them out now. In fact, what I'll show you, here's one I prepared yesterday. Actually, I'll do a comparison. So I done a comparison video the other day. Now that empanada is I bought in the store, and that one's mine. So you can see the difference. You can see it's homemade. So you see that one there, beautiful. But so this is the one from that I made yesterday. So a nice filling on that one there. I can get close as I can just to show you. So a nice chicken and vegetable filling. And then this is the store-bought version. So the pastry's a lot more kind of rubbery, but not a bad filling. Still a good filling on there. So we can see. I like to do these comparisons. Like I say, there's only one place in town does them, and they're not bad if you just want something to grab for lunch. But if you want a good homemade, you're crying there, Yuki. sorry, my friend. Yeah, that's it. They're done now. Top tray's done, I think. Oh, one of them's opened up a bit. No, I'm going to leave them back in there a bit. I want a little bit more colour on there. But it's cool. So 7:30 in the Netherlands. Yeah, well that's an hour ahead. I think that's an hour ahead from the UK. In the UK now, what's like 11:30? So yeah, it's about 6:30 in the UK. Netherlands be an hour ahead. Have a look, Nikita. Look at your channel. You've got no content yet, Nikita. You need to put some videos on there, my friend. You need to get yourself some videos on, and then people can watch and follow along. I'm going to put you on there as a moderator there, British Warheads, and you can chat with other people too. Yeah, so British Warheads, he's got a good few videos on here. 597 subscribers, you're getting there, buddy. But like I say, if you're watching me now and you don't mind, go in, look at one of my short videos, leave me a hello and a little message, and then I can come back and I can follow on. Because there's been so many people running through here, it's kind of difficult. And like I say, some people don't have any content, they're not posting active. Do I like Filipino food? Absolutely, my friend, and I make a lot of it. I make my own pandesal, I make my own pancit, I'll do my own lechon. I love biko, so I just cook. DZBY, no content, fella. Get something on there and we can follow. Yep, just after midnight in Indonesia. I say I've got a lot of friends in Philippines. A lot of people come across from Philippines, Vietnam, Cambodia. So it's quite spread out. And I love all Asian food and I love all Asian people. You meet them, they're very humble a lot of the time, and they come from some people come from a very, I don't want to say poor, because it's a simpler life, more straightforward, and there's none of this rubbish that we have. I think over like in Canada and the UK, America, we're too possession orientated. We want to have, I need one of them, I need one of them, I need one of them, I want the car, I want the house. As long as you've got a house, as long as you've got some sort of transport, but mostly if you've got family around you, that's the most important thing. Come on, come on, come on, come on. But they're the things that you've got to really relate to, is the family and friends come first. Everything else is just decoration. Absolutely. Why have I got that notification? Well, I've just got a notification warning, if you do not end this in 5 minutes, I'll get permanently banned. Why? Why would I get that? That makes no sense. Stupid. I've done live streams for like 8-9 hours at a time. How long am I on for now? A couple hours. I've been on for just over 2 hours. Yeah. Well, a friend of mine, Griselda, Life and Adventure, who was on earlier, she got hacked into her Facebook account, and that completely messed her up for a whole week while she tried to recover it. That type of thing really gets under my skin. I mean, my Facebook account got done almost 10 years ago, and then done again about 3 years ago, and you lose everything. You lose absolutely everything. You've got all of them memories on your Facebook from like your children growing up, weddings, funerals, you name it, everything on there, birthday parties, even just like work friends who you met then but you don't have another contact because you're in a different country now. And because they're going to screw you around like that, that's it, you're done. You've lost everything. And it really, really winds me up. It really does. I personally think these people need to be put in a hole and then fill it up with concrete. Yep, Yuki, I think you're right. But like I say, it's I think we rely too much now on social media stuff, and we forget sometimes to back up. We back up our photos and things. We share all of these things on Facebook, and then like I say, when it goes wrong, it goes wrong. And I mean, I had loads of pictures on there of my son, and he's back in the UK. I don't get to see him that much. My mum's passed away kind of 10 years ago now. A lot of my stuff that was on my Facebook is gone. So it's my sister's passed away that was like 4 years ago. That's all the stuff I had on there from parties. I visited there. I done a visit to the UK to the to introduce to the lady that I'd married and everything. And basically all them photos with my sister and her family have all gone. But I'm not married now, so that part doesn't really matter. But the fact that was my sister stuff that was passed on. And it's, thank you, Glenda. It's on. I do have Instagram, but I try and keep it because that's a personal one for me. Like my Instagram's personal, but I don't know. I kind of get a little bit quirky about that type of stuff. Let's have a look. Right, I think they should be done now. Oh, still a little bit pale, I guess, but they've had plenty of time for cooking. So I'm going to take these off and put them on a tray quick, while the other ones are still cooking away nicely in there. Get another spatula. Just Flip them over. Yep, the underside's nice. There's only one of them actually came open here, so. And if you remember, there was one I forgot to put water on. And it's this one here. But I'm pretty sure it's still very edible. Yeah, I can get under there. But I should do a little comparison there on how it worked for weight. Now, because these are very heavy. I've got a little bit of weight to them. Let's have a... These are going to be hot at the moment, so... Where did my scale go? What does my scales? It'll be around here somewhere. Right. Oh, that's hot. No, that's 176 grams. Try another one there. That one's 160. So 10 grams difference. Not a big deal, I guess. That's 160. So as long as we're 160, as long as we kind of 160 to 170, that's a good meal. Two of them's enough. That'll fill you up. Nice and crisp. I can do the old knife. Yep. Nice. Beautiful, mate. I've turned Australian again. Bloody hell, mate. I'm just going to lift these ones up a bit, actually. I think they're done. I think they're done too. Ooh. But that's each one of them is about 160, 170 grams. That's a lot of weight. So you don't want to be overheating. A couple of these have opened up a bit, but it's not the end of the world. They're still very edible. But the important thing is to take them off your cooking sheet. Yes, yucky crunchy too. Hey, if anybody wants to donate, please feel free. I do have the I have the Buy Me a Coffee app, and I have the I said I have the super like and things like that. But to be honest, it's just a pleasure to share with people. Get back on there. Right, that's that one done. Ooh, it's hot in here now. With that tray being metal, and these are metal, that gets hot fast. But there we go, guys. Okay, I'll send one. It might be a little bit funny tasting by the time it gets there, my friend. Hey Nia, how you doing, my friend? Sorry, I've been absolutely very, very busy doing my channel here. Things are taking off, and cooking and more cooking. I'm doing very well. Absolutely. Well, Glenda, my dad gave me some advice, and how to put this? A man he either needs to be, to win the heart of a woman, he either needs to be tall, dark and handsome. That's how he's seen like the women being attracted to a man. They see that man as being strong, and they go for the good looks. But he said, you, my son, you weren't blessed in that department. But God has give you hands. And I'm a carpenter by trade. I build things, I make furniture. But I can cook too. I know how to sew, I know how to knit, I know how to crochet. I'm very artistic. I've made a lot of paint and things like that. So I'm good with my hands. And I've built entire houses from the ground up, or I've renovated houses right the way through. And I can cook, I can keep a lady happy that way. They don't need to see a good looking guy. You can keep them happy in another way, so just bear that in mind. This one here. So this is one from yesterday. It's cold, so I can actually touch it. But what I will do, I'll just move these over. Let's get my plate back here. This is very hot. Aye. That's just cooled down a bit now. Right, let's grab one of these ones that opened up a bit. Who's that one? Oh, very nice there. Let's cut this one open. I'll get another knife. My knife from Japan. Very nice. So I'll just cut this in half. Like I say, it's still very hot out. And got carrots, peas, chicken, onion, potatoes. Very beautiful. Very nice. Ooh. Yep. Well, like I say, I do a lot of Filipino cooking now. Well, I do cooking all around the world. And in the Philippines, they do this both ways. They either cook them in the oven or they'll deep fry them, or shallow fry. And I prefer this way. This is how we make a pasty in the UK. But that's a nice combination. Should I have a taste of this one? Ow. Oh. That filling squeezed out. Burnt my lip. Well, Roxy, praise for you, my friend. I pray for you that everything goes smoothly. Yeah, Smelly Vision would be really good now. So, if we can all wish Roxy Softballs a safe surgery there. It's everybody keep them in your prayers, because I lost my mum to cancer, and I know what a devastating thing. Just the news of it, just the thought of it terrifies me. So you're in my prayers. I have a little altar on the other side of my room, and I have me pictures of my mum, my dad, my sister who passed away, and I will light the candle for you, my friend, just so, and say a prayer. Yep. 1,000 blessings from heaven come down on you, my friend, and make everything good for you. But there we go. That's my chicken empanada. Absolutely fantabulous. So, guys, it's time for me to say arrivederci, and I'm gonna get on now because I want to put these in a box and get them down to the lady, because it's gonna be, I do believe it's gonna be for the lunches for the people who she's working with. So we'll get these delivered. But before we all go, let's all give our blessings for Roxy. Thinking of you, buddy. Thinking of you. I'll subscribe there now, my friend. I'll subscribe there, Roxy. What? I'm trying to see what video there's. Is that a cat or is it a stoat? I don't want to lose my what I'm doing here. Hey Georgie, I'm not Paddy, I'm Mike, I'm English. But I can talk with an Irish accent if you want. Yep. Yeah, I really like cats. Unfortunately, I'm allergic to them. So I love cats and dogs. I'm allergic to them, and it's a little bit. It's a pain because you can't have. It's difficult to have a. It's difficult to have a pet and then be allergic as well. So it's kind of, dang it. But no worries, Georgie. No, I'm from the northeast of England, Newcastle. So I'm adding a few people as moderators here. Hey, Tim. So if I made chicken empanada, so it's like a little pie, and then on the inside it's full of chicken, spices, potatoes, carrots, onions, a bit of chili flakes in there, a bit of chili powder. But I do appreciate everybody that's came in today. It's kind of awesome, really. I've not been on for a while because I'm waiting for surgery myself. And I can't, I'm at the limits of what I can do now. I mean, I do have a little stool under my chair now, so I can actually sit down for a bit. Oh. But no, at the end of next month, I'm getting a new knee. And then 3 to 6 months after that one, I get my other one done. So then hopefully I should be able to walk again properly. And because I'm one of these people, I used to be a very outdoorsy sort of person. And I think I walk too much. Being a carpenter, I was that little stocky, muscly guy when I was younger. And I was always, what, you're only carrying one? You can at least carry 2 or 3. So I'd just be like jumping into everything like that. This channel's about cooking, and us. It's all about the cooking. I'm adding people as moderators so you can interact with each other. But you need to have yourself a little bit of content on there so people can kind of reply to each other. But I'm just about finished now, guys. You're walking the day after? Was that a full knee replacement? Because they've told me, they said when they do mine, I'm going to be, I can't drive for 3 months. I'm walking the next day, but with a walker and loads of painkillers. And they reckon I'm going to need help to get around the house and get a shower, all that type of stuff, getting dressed for at least 3 or 4 weeks. Carrots, I'll lift that one up there, Tim. So there's carrots, chicken, carrots, onions, potatoes, green onion, herbs and spices, Chinese 5-spice, that type of thing. Yeah, cooking channel. I cook everything. Where are you from, Anas? Wow. Well, I hope mine goes quick. Did you have to do a load of exercise beforehand? In Palestine, that's a long way away. Hope you're safe and well, my friend. What was that message earlier? Why does my head go purple when I'm reading? I'm hoping it's just the light. Oh, it's better. Woo, yeah, baby. Here we go. New Mexico, US. The home. Oh, the home of Trinity. That's why I think, when I think of New Mexico, I just think of Trinity. You're welcome, Georgie. The land of enchantment, eh? Do you understand, Miguel, when I say about Trinity? In Syria, Tim? Yeah. It's a long way. I seem to get a lot of friends from like the Middle East, India, around Philippines, China, the US, Canada. I'm from the UK, and I don't get many friends from the UK like watching. You absolutely can. I'll send one in the post. Wouldn't that be great if we could do that? You can deep fry empanada. I prefer to cook them in the oven because they're it's a lot more healthier that way. But you can certainly shallow fry, like cook them one side, turn them over, or you can just, if you have a big deep fat fryer, just drop them in, cook them around there for a few minutes till they go golden brown, but don't have the heat too high. Just keep them on a medium heat. Okay, you had surgery because you broke it, right? So they're doing a knee replacement on me, which means I got to cut out and I'm getting a metal knee put in. I think it's metal and carbon fibre. Yep, dry ice might work if I freeze them, vacuum pack them, and then dry ice, and then on the bus and where to go on the plane. Me, I'm from the UK, but I live in Canada. I live near the Rocky Mountains, just a little small town. Your battery is 1%. Damn. Yeah, you definitely need to plug that in. I never let my phone get below 10% if I can help it. Apparently it ruins your battery if you go too low. That's what I was told anyway. But I think I might have to have another bite of this one that I already tried. Mm. Oh yeah. Damn, that's good. So the picture they showed me, basically where the ball joint is, they're just replacing all of that section. I get a new kneecap, and then I get a new the kind of recondition your tendons, so that works. You take care, Tam, my friend. Thank you for joining in. But I think when it comes to the knees, I got my shoulder repaired a few years ago, and I think I had probably trying to think now. I probably had 3 days of uncomfortable. I was popping Percocet for 1 day and then just Tramadol for the rest of the time. But then it took me about 3 days, and after that I was pretty much okay. So it wasn't too bad. Okay, take care, Anas. Studying physics, eh? Wow. Well, I'm going to be ending soon, Tam, but if you don't mind coming back and leaving a message on one of my other videos, one of the short videos, and then I will actually message everybody and I'll chat you on there, just leave a message, and then I can subscribe to your channels if I haven't already done so. Yeah, well, apparently they're giving me a walker to use, and I've got crutches already for if I go a lot. I'm okay around the house or short distance. If I go for grocery, then I'm just going to pop in, grab some milk, and then come back out. Idea. I don't really need to take me walking stick or anything like that. But if I'm going to go walking any length of time, I need to take a walking stick right now. And to be honest, I still feel like a young guy. And I feel a bit embarrassed about walking around using a walking stick. People looking, thinking, look at that old git over there. That fat old bastard over there, what's he doing? But I say I used to run. I've done a half marathon. I've never done a full marathon, but I was in the military when I was younger. So I done like almost 8 years of military service there. So, but we had like a 60 or 80 pound pack on your back, doing parachute jumps. All these things mess your knees up. All these things are guaranteed to mess up your knees. So I kind of I'm watching for all that type of stuff. So like I say, it is one of them things. But we do have a history in my family of arthritis as well. My grandfather was his fingers were all twisted and things like that. But like I say, I've cut down on some of the bad foods that I eat. Like I said, I don't drink alcohol anymore. I don't smoke, nothing like that. And I do try and keep fit. Every morning, I ride my exercise bike. I jump on my exercise bike for around about 20 to 30 minutes, depending how I feel, going in one direction. And then I'll go backwards to strengthen different muscles. Then I do a stretching routine. And then because I live in a 5-floor apartment, I get the elevator down to the bottom floor, and then I walk up the stairs on one side. Well, walk up a flight, walk across, walk up a flight, like zigzag up, and then I zigzag all the way down. And I try and do that as many times as possible. I don't know how to make that. I might know it by a different name, but I'll find a pen and something to write on. Actually, I'll put it in my recipe book. So I tend to do little things. I just write on the back of my recipe book here. I worked out all of my. I worked out how much it costs for a cup of flour, a cup of sugar. That's it. No, so what actually is that? Is it Filipino? Yeah, absolute rebuilding your stamina. That's why I'm doing so much exercise before. So, and aside from anything, I'm down 14 pounds. So I need to get rid of some more of this. I've got 2 months just about. So in 2 months, I want to get another 10 to 15 would be great. But if I can get the 10, that's great. That's good. Just send messages now to the lady that wants. I'm going to go and drop these off just now for her. What's that message there? So, yeah, I guess it's one of them things. It depends on your diet and everything as well, Glenda. Depends what you're eating. You're 101% Filipino. But like I say, I used to work out a lot. like I say, ex-military, a lot of heavy lifting and stuff like that. I think that's what ruined my knees in the first place. I was always that stubborn guy. I was always very stubborn, and I'm like, basically, I don't need to stop yet. I've always had that attitude of, if you subscribe, Glenda, then just if you click on the thing to say all, and then when I come on, then I'll pop up. But I was trying to do previously videos at a set time, like do a live at a set time, but my life kind of got so busy it was difficult to do. So, but normally when I do these, you can re-watch the live videos. What I think what I should do is do a small video or a small live video. Say, hey guys, I'm going live at 2 o'clock or whatever. Join me then. You subscribe. You keep getting cut off. That's weird. That's weird. That. But I'm gonna look up that. So, Georgie, do you know what pig pie bread is? If you're still there, buddy. Oh, I have had this one. I have had peanut bread. And I'm trying to think what was in there. Yeah, so eggplant, okra. They done it with it was just they had them little leaves as well. I can't remember what you call them now. It's a very small leaf. They had that in there as well. I said, yeah, George, there's a bread that I learned how to make in the Philippines. It's called pig pie bread. That's because I was in Cebu. That's what they call it there. Where we at? Breads and rolls. Oh, the other name was Panda Ceballos. Hey, how are you doing, my friend? Panda Ceballos was the other one. It's green onion bread, basically. It looks like this, actually. I'll get some out. I made a bunch. Make sure that's off. Yeah, it looks like this. Panda Ceballos. Basically, it's like brown sugar, white sugar, flour, green onions all mixed up in the centre, and then you roll the bread around it. Yep. We call it, in Cebu, they call it pig pie bread. But everywhere else, they call it green onion bread or Panda Ceballos. So, it is a... I thought it was very much just a... I thought it was very much just a Cebuano thing, like a Bisaya. Yeah, I'm doing that as well. It's just non-stop at the moment. Panda Ceballos, yeah, I guess you could call that. Well, it's Pan D, the pan separate, then D, and then Sibuyas. That's how they said they were spelling it. Panda Ceballos. This is a chicken empanada. So it's filled, it's like a little pastry filled with chicken and vegetables. So There's one I cut into earlier. It's all chicken, vegetables, peas, carrots, potatoes, that type of thing. I'm just letting these ones cool down a little bit. Yep, they're just about there now. But I am so busy at the moment, it's unreal. Like I say, I usually get up around about 6 in the morning, and I don't eat until 10 at the earliest. And part of my trying to lose weight. But I'll do, like I say, I do the best part of an hour, 45 minutes to an hour on the exercise bike. Then I do stretching, and then I walk up and down the stairs in the apartment. Then I sit there for a bit, have a bit of breakfast of some description, like, well, a cup of tea or coffee, drink water. Then I'm going through my recipes. I'm having a look through the internet. I'm looking for new ideas and what I can do, different cultures. So I'm writing all of this stuff down. Yep, deep fried, Georgie. It's not healthy, buddy. This is why, I've seen a lot of the Filipino guys I've seen over there. When you know them when they're young, they're all slim, full of health, running around. Then they get into the 30s and they all look like me. So they kind of fill out too much, but there's too much lechon, too much belly pork, buddy, too much deep fry. So I'm going. So my friends, they'll do belly pork and they'll cook it all, and then I'm sitting there. I cut it all up. I take the meat out and I leave the fat. I leave the fat off and I just eat the meat. And they were like, "Why are you leaving that? That's the best bit." I'm like, "Nope, sorry, it isn't. That's the bit that gives you a heart attack later on in life." So where are you from, Georgie, anyway? Did you say... Oh, I'm out of water. Oh, I have to end this one soon. Grab another water. But this is my main thing now. I'll have one cup of coffee in the morning, and I'll drink water the rest of the time. I might have the occasional kind of Diet Pepsi or something like that, but now it's pretty much water all the time. Yeah, Bulgaria, yeah. I can't really remember it too much. I don't know where it was, but I went to Bulgaria. Oh, well, I went to work on my boss's house. He'd bought a piece of land and built a house over there. This was before the time of when Europe joined England, type of thing, and we could just cross the borders. It was before then, so we pretended we were going on a holiday. We all drove out there in the big van, and a couple of guys followed in a car. We went there, we stayed there for 2 weeks, renovated his house, and then we came back again. That was like way back in 1980, 1988 or somewhere around there. So you live in the Philippines permanently? Nice. Yeah, I'm thinking, obviously I'm early 50s now, so I'm thinking by the time I get to retirement, I should be well established in the Philippines. Which area of the Philippines are you in, Georgie? I'll be going to a place in Cebu called Moalboal. That's where I'm hoping to settle in there. Or it's like Damanhug. It's like out in the country, not in the big city. I don't want to be in the big city. Yeah, Metro Manila's too busy for me, buddy. It's when I flew in the last couple of times, we've gone through Manila. The airport's a nightmare, and then we went out for a couple of days into Manila to see friends, and it was just too full of people. Okay, yeah. So it's a little bit outside. Glenda, yeah. One of the things I do I drink lemon, ginger, and honey with hot water. I like to drink that during the day as well, and that's really cleansing for the body. So that's another one of the little health benefits. Lemon, honey, and ginger, absolutely awesome. Hey Tom, welcome back. I say I won't be here long now. I'm just letting these cool enough so I can pack them, and then I'm going to go and drop them off. But whew, oh. I'm just wondering if I sold these, how much could I sell them for? I wonder. I was thinking like $3 or $4, 3 or 4 Canadian. Not sure. I'd have to calculate everything. Like I say in the back of my book, I figured out everything. How much it is for a cup of flour, how much it is for a cup of sugar white, how much it is for a cup of brown sugar or golden sugar, how much raisins are, things like that. So that one's water, and this one's fire. And then on the back, I've got a motorhead cross, if you can see that. And then under my shirt at the back, I've got a fire dragon and I've got a water dragon, and then I've got my son's name on my back. I was going to do a joke there, but then I remembered I'm live on YouTube, and it's a bit of a naughty one, so I might get into trouble. So, should I risk the joke or not? There was no tattoo joke, but it's no, I think only people from the UK will get it. Actually, I'll add you as a moderator there, NVR. Was it okay? So a guy goes on holiday to Jamaica, and he's talking to some of the locals. There's a big Jamaican guy there, and he drops out the old man, and he's like, "Is there something written on that?" And he's like, "Yeah." He goes, "What does it say?" It says "Welk." He says, "Welk? Why does it say Welk?" He says, "Well, when I get excited, it says welcome to Barbados and have a nice day." Sorry, I do apologise. But no, I'm getting my legs done next year. Getting both my calves done. Yep. Yeah, that's a good idea. I do apologise. I just had to do that one joke. Anyway, guys, I'm going to wrap this up now. That joke was probably the end of it. It's just killed me channel. But no, I'm going to wrap it up, and I'm going to pack these away, get changed, and I'll go and drop these off because it's 20 after 12 now. So they'll be wondering where the food is. So anyway, I bless and wish everybody peace, love and happiness in your life. And please keep good thoughts in your mind and wish me well with my channel, and join me again some other time. I love you all, guys. Much appreciate all your support and your help. Thank you. Mike out for now. Yes, Glenda, calcium. Hold on a minute, we've got a joke here. Why did Colombians and Jamaicans never play football together? There's something about white lines here, isn't it? It's got to be. Go on then, Georgie. What's the punchline? Are you going to give us a punchline there, Georgie? I think I know what it is, though. Yes, that's what I was looking for. I could see the white line one. I could see that one coming. Hey, Lynn. How is Lynn today? You too, Georgie. You take care, Glenda. And everybody else there, Tam. Anybody who's still watching, please take care. Take care of your family. Treat everybody with respect, okay? We can have a little bit of a joke, a little bit of a laugh, but please treat everybody with respect. Love you all, guys. Mike's definitely going this time. Big thumbs up. See you next time. Thanks, Georgie. Hi, Lynn.